Welcome back. I just noticed we had some doubling up audio there. Sorry about that. If that was too loud or whatever. But we're back. We're back and we're happy. We're back and we're happy.
Let's do a little
That's not what we want. Hello. Welcome in for hour 2 of Mayday. Lots of fun stuff for you today. If you missed hour 1, go check it out at Foul Territory right now. It's up. It is up. We did a cool deep dive on Clayton Kershaw. Talked about some new statistics that came out. And a lot of fun there. I'm excited to start off with our first thing today. And then we're going to open up. We're going to do some Nasty's pitches. We're going to do some AMA. We got some fun stuff to talk about. Also, by the way, Byron Buxton, Home Run Derby. Can't wait to see that. That got announced today. So that's going to be cool. But we're going to talk about a guy that I know I've talked about him quite a lot here. And we're going to go do a little bit of going deep. So give me just one moment here. This is going deep. Sequencing, courtesy of Tarek Skubal again. Okay, so for anyone who is wondering why I talk about Tarek Skubal so much, well, he's really good, but also he's very, very interesting to talk about because he does things differently than a lot of other pitchers, and we're seeing a person click unlike I've ever seen before. So something clicked in his head on how he wants to pitch and how he does things that is just so very wildly interesting to me. So here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to bust out the whiteboard. We're going to talk a little bit about it, and we will go from there. But this is going deep, and this is sequencing by Tarek Skubal. Why does he throw what he throws when he throws it, and why is it so good? So my pitching gurus out there, my kids learning how to pitch, I'm about to show you all kinds of good little nuggets. So get your pen and paper out. I think this will be helpful. So I'm going to open up the demo here. We're going to close this out for a second so you can't see that. And we're going to pull this up. All right, so I have some video here where we will talk about in a moment. But first, before we do that, we need to get Skubal's Savant up. So I want to talk about his changeup because it is filthy. Okay, yeah, you see a lot of red here as well. So this is Tarek Skubal. This is his Baseball Savant page. Whoa. All right. So sure, he does everything really well. We all know that. That's been very, very obvious. But I want you to notice a couple things, all right? We're going to go down here. We're going to go to run value. So right here is his run value. Maybe I can zoom in on this a little bit more. What are the hotkeys? What are the hotkeys? I can't remember the hotkeys. I don't know how to view, zoom. How do I zoom? Zoom in. Okay, got it. We got it. So we go boom, boom. Okay, that didn't work. And it's not working. View, zoom in. Yeah, okay. So this is 18. This is 18, okay? This is the highest run value on any pitch this year. Last year, his four-seam fastball was 19. How do you go from being the highest four-seam fastball to the highest changeup the next year? Well, it just so happens that the first one might inform the second one. When it comes to scouting reports, everyone's like, don't get beat by this guy's fastball. So then the changeup became better. Just on its face, that is a big difference. Also, Tarek Skubal changed the way that he threw his changeup, and it is now absolutely disgusting. Let me explain. All right, let's go up here. I'm going to show you the, that's the wrong one. I'm going to go up here and show you the spin axis on these pitches and hope you can see it. So I'm going to go back into view. We're going to zoom in a little bit more. Get really confused. Okay, so this is the pitch he's thrown more than anything, the changeup, okay? Do you see this spin right here? That looks like it's a cutter spin. This is what we call a seam shifted changeup. So let me just demonstrate how he used to throw and then how he changed it and now how he throws it now, okay? So, seam shifted changeup, a lot of you guys know it. The scenes get all bright here, it's hard to see. But basically, you spin so you get a pocket of air on one side of the ball, so it goes the other way. So what he used to do is throw a two-seam changeup. And used to try to, he used to say, I used to try to turn it over. I used to try to get it to run. So he would like throw a two-seam and try to get it to roll and then spin this way so he'd get a bunch of fade. He got a little bit of fade, but not a lot. The golden number for this fade is 15 inches. It's very hard to get 15 inches of run with just supination unless you are naturally doing that, like Devin Williams. He is not. He is what we call a supinator. So he kept trying to do that, and it would just flatten out, and it wasn't great. Then, coming off of surgery in 2023, they were like, you're a great candidate for throwing a seam-shifted changeup, which he now throws something like this. So the ball spins, and he stays more. He doesn't turn it over. He just throws through it. So he stays through like that. Ball spins like this. You can see the horseshoe kind of have its own little bubble here. The same as on the other side, and now it fades like crazy. So let's see how much fade actually came off this thing, okay? So you can see it spinning right here. That's the spin I was talking about right there. That's the wrong amount. This is the spin, right? Spin I was talking about, okay? Now let's go down. Let's look at the movement on these pitches. This is the last 2 years that he's thrown it. Changeup. 14.9 inches of run on average. This year, 15.3 inches of run. In 2023, when he came back, there is it? Changeup, 12.9. So he's added 2+ inches of run on his changeup, meaning it's going this much farther away from righties and into lefties. That on itself is going to make the pitch a lot better. I made a very similar change, which I'm going to show you here as well. I think you guys will find this kind of fascinating. And the only reason I talk about this so much is because I did the same thing, and it blows me away. So Trevor May Savant, pull me up. Yeah, man. And we'll, how are you guys doing? Is everything good? Everything good at home? We're up. Okay, don't look at mine. There's not much red here, except for here, extension, sick. But I did the same thing, just the other way. Here's my changeup. It's seam shifted. And I also changed mine in 2022. Let me show you how my movement changed. So this was my changeup in 2021, 10.5% arm side movement. Then 2022, halfway through the year, I changed it, 13.4. My last year, 15.8. And if you notice, this number starts getting more and more red. And that whiff rate was up around 40% the whole time I threw the new one. So I was a four-seam changeup guy. He was a four-seam changeup guy. So changing the grip made it that good. His fastball command is very good. So he added a pitch that is nasty by itself, but because his fastball is so scary, hitters can't respect both the fastball and the changeup. Hold on, let me fix my mic because it's popping again. Popping. Okay, so that's why the changeup is good. Now, let's talk a little bit about his sequencing, all right? So the other day, he had 13 strikeouts. He struck out 7 straight almost to start the game. And he had 7 straight strikeouts on changeups, to the point where he could have been like, changeup, and they would have swung at it, missed it. And what was really fascinating was, because the Twins players aren't stupid. Like, they know what he's doing. They face him all the time, and they're very good at scouting reports. They know what his plan is, and it's just about counteracting that plan. So I have some video here from that game, and this is the first pitch of the game where he threw the changeup to Buxton. But there's a couple interesting ABs that I want to show you as the outing kind of continued, and we want to look at each pitch, and I want to tell you some interesting things about what he does, and then how he made adjustments based on what people were doing and what they were seeing from him. So this is where the notebook's going to come in handy, all right? Our first AB here is going to be Bader in the second inning, okay? So this is Harrison Bader. This is the second inning. Let me find it real quick. There's Carlos Correa. Harrison Bader just going to be down here. Top second. There's Harrison Bader right here. Okay. So this is the first pitch to Bader, and I want you guys to notice the swings. You can really, Bader's really tells you what he's like. Bader sits on things usually. He sits. That's usually how he hits. Hitting is not what he's known for, but he tries to go and get the pitch that he can handle the most. And it's very clear that Tarek Skubal wants to get to his changeup because it's his best pitch and he knows that. So here's the interesting things he does. All right. So the first pitch of this AB was a fastball. Watch how hard he swings. So Hader's like, dang, or Bader's like, dang, I got what I wanted and I missed it. It was right down the middle. But again, when that changeup's in the back of your head, you don't want to look like an idiot. So you can't quite be on time. It's hard. So what's he throw? Throw him next? He throws him a four-seam fastball, which, I don't know if you noticed, Hader he dove thinking a changeup was coming next because of the way he swung at the changeup. So if you watch it again, watch Harrison's reaction. Watch him get stood up here, even though it was away. Right? He did that because he was lower trying to get to the changeup. So he's already started thinking about the changeup, and he hasn't thrown him a changeup yet. Tarek Skubal knows that. So he's like, oh, this guy is going to sit on my changeup the whole time. So then he's like, all right, you want the changeup? Let's try a knuckle curveball. So he throws this. It's a good take, though Bader doesn't seem really confident that it was a ball. So it's 3-1. So any other time, or 2-1, sorry, any other time a hitter would just be in the driver's seat. The thing with Skubal is it's still changeup time. Like, it's always changeup time. 3-1, changeup. You might still get it because he's top 3 in command in the league and he throws as hard as he does. This is why he's so good. Okay? So what's he get? What's he get? A changeup, and he gets buckled. That was an absolute buckle because of the fastball he threw earlier when he was sitting on the changeup. Then he actually got the changeup and was getting ready for the fastball, and now it's 3-2. It's 3-2. It should be even, but actually, Bader doesn't know what's going to come. He's like, he's showing me everything. I have no idea. So what happens? Well, changeup. And it's in the strike zone. So he's like, it's like one of those things where he's like, I don't know. So this was a master class in pitching. This is a master class in pitching. He's like, oh yeah, I'm 3-1. I'm going to show you that I'm not afraid to throw my best pitch in both these pitches. And he was like, Bader's like, oh, I got him into a fastball count and then didn't get a fastball. So with a guy like this, you want to push the AB to try to get to a fastball count, to try to get that fastball. But Tarek Skubal's not going to give you the fastball in the fastball count. It's just not going to happen. So that was a premium example of like, I might be screwed today, okay? So the next thing I want to show you is Ryan Jeffers facing him in the 4th inning, okay? So where are we at? We are in the 2nd. So let me find the 4th inning for you. Ryan Jeffers, there he is. So we're in the 4th. Tarek Skubal now has 8 strikeouts, and he's got 4 with the changeup, okay? He's been getting ahead with fastballs. He does something interesting. He throws a sinker, which is a 2-seam, and he only throws it inside to righties, which I think that's not how that pitch is usually used, but he tries to run that sinker in on righties so it comes back for a strike, and every once in a while he'll throw a 4-seam at the bottom of the zone, just so guys will know he'll throw a low 4-seam fastball. You don't want to throw a 4-seam fastball at the bottom of the zone as a 4-seam guy usually because it gets hit the hardest. It stays up, and then the barrel can get to it easy. So like, I always try to throw up. Every time I threw down, I got shellacked. That's pretty much true for all 4-seam fastball guys. But he does it on purpose sometimes just to show that he'll do it. He'll mix one in 0-1 or 1-1 and be like, bang, hit that bottom of the zone. And guys will be like, damn it, I thought that was a changeup. And now I got to be ready for a fastball down and a fastball up at 99. There's just no way. So let's watch Correa. Or let's watch Jeffers first, and then we'll go to Correa. So this is a 3-pitch strikeout. This is Ryan Jeffers, 2nd AB. So we get first pitch changeup. It looks like it's in. It runs back because of that fade we talked about. So now it's 0-1. He got a first pitch changeup. He's like, what the hell's going on? Then he's like, okay, I thought for sure I was going to get a changeup. So let's pause this now. So now it's 0-2, and he's seen 2 changeups, right? It's very clear to the Minnesota Twins that that Tarek Skubal wants to get guys out with his changeup. He struck out 7 of the first 8 strikeouts with it. So it's 0-2. It's 0-2 on Jeffers, and he just looked dumb on the changeup, and then he goes, dang it. Like he made this reaction like, oh, I knew he was going to do that. So that's a don't get beat on his changeup. Don't get beat on his changeup, you idiot. Once you see them react that way, what do you throw? Well, this, obviously. Doors. And look at him strut back. He's like, yeah, You were sitting on a changeup, weren't you? Because why wouldn't you? The guy's been throwing it 0-2 every time. So what Tarek Skubal did was he saw a hitter react to not following his own game plan, trying to take away that changeup. And so he knew, he's like, change it now. Sit on that changeup now. Then he goes with the fastball. And that's how you know when to do it. It's not guessing. It's an educated guess. He goes, I think he wants to take away my changeup because it's that good. And he can't. So, last AB I want to go through here is Carlos Correa, which is the next guy up. So, this is a very interesting AB, okay? So here's first pitch, next guy up, Carlos Correa. So there's that four-seam fastball down, which he's trying to do. So he's like, there we go. It's 1-0, but it's okay. They know I'll throw my four-seam down. Then he gets a changeup that looks up, so it looks like a fastball, and then it just drops in. So now it's 1-1. And there's the changeup. Actually, this is not the right AB. It's the next AB I wanted to show, actually. So we're going to go to his last AB. My fault. That was anticlimactic. All right, where is it? Correa. Jeffers, there it is. Okay, this is the one. This is the final AB. Okay, here's the 3-pitch strikeout, okay? So here's that sinker in. Bottom of the zone, fastball bottom of the zone. Damn it. Got to hit a fastball at the bottom of the zone. Then he goes, four-seam down and away. So at this point, you're like, he hasn't thrown me a fastball up yet. What am I supposed to do here? Strike out on the changeup. So those are the things I was talking about right there. Right? He likes to live at the top of the zone, but just like 5% of the time he wants to throw a fastball at the bottom of the zone. Just so he can throw the changeup whenever he wants. So that is how Tarek Skubal is the best pitcher on the planet. He throws sinkers, he throws fastballs, and he throws changeups. He has a slider and a curveball that he just mixes in randomly to get ahead of guys. Just to be like, oh, by the way, you might get this, and it's your best chance. And guys at home or guys in the box are like, the four seams and the changeup are the hardest pitches for us to hit, so let's hit the other things. And he's just doing them randomly. So they can't sit on anything. He throws 5 pitches, and they can't eliminate any pitch in any count. That is what sequencing is. That is what sequencing is. And what he does really well is take very interesting or very purposeful risks at the bottom of the zone with his hard stuff so that he can throw that changeup. And he ended this outing in 7 innings with 13 strikeouts. And that's why Tarek Skubal is the best pitcher on the planet. And it's not even close. Well, it is close. Paul Skeens is very good. But that's why I think he's the best. And that's what clicking looks like when he found his pitch that is so disgusting that all he has to do is set it up. Or use it to set up his second best pitch, his four-seam fastball. And that's why all of his strikeouts are one or the other usually. Or he'll be so dialed in that he'll get one with a fastball, one with a curveball, and one with a slider too. So let me know in the chat, comments, wherever, where you would like to, another guy you would like to see, or another sequence, or another interesting, I don't know, a conversation like this that we'd like to have, and that is going deep, and that is Tarek Skubal once again, and that is how you sequence in the big leagues. That is how you win. Most likely 2 Cy Youngs back to back. All right? Okay, cool. You guys want to do some nastiest pitches in a minute? Raise your hand or type 1 in the chat if you want to see nastiest pitches of the June. We were going to do it last week. We didn't have time, but this week we do. So let me just put my chapstick on. Ayo. By the way, if you guys are asking your questions in the chat, I have Mr. DK, producer DK in the chat, grabbing these things so we can do an AMA at the end. We will be doing that. But let's get into the nastiest pitches. They're already set up. We're already going to do it. So let me give you a nice little intro to these gross pitches. I'll see you in just a moment.
Nastiest pitches of the week.
All right, I'm going to pull up. Oh, we're already here. Cool. Nasty's pitches. All right, we got Framber. He's going to lead us off. Framber Vadez. These are the Nasty's pitches. If you are new here, you have never put or submitted a Nasty's pitch, you can go into the Discord. It is in the chat anywhere, !Sport Discord, or discord.gg/TrevorMay. And go to the Nasty's Pitches channel and post your link. Please use Baseball Savant as much as you can. Twitter's kind of crappy. I don't like it because it autoplays and it's lower quality usually. But yeah, so if you want to put them in, do that. And then as anyone who knows this, we kind of grade on a sliding scale between, okay, nice, and oh my God, that is sick. So those are your three options. So without further ado, let's get into it. Framby Valdi. Let's see what he's got. I'm always a big fan of Framber and his tight hands. All right, here we go. Oh, these are not muted. That is not good. Sick! Love it. Love it when a plan comes together. That's a good first sick. Love it so much. So very much. Speaking of 3,000 strikeouts and the guys who can get to it, we got Chris Sale against Pete Alonso. What do we got? I bet you it's a back foot slider. Let's see. I thought this was muted. What is happening? Oh, it mutes it. Oh. Well, we're just going to mute it every time. Cool. Here we go. Nice. Not quite back foot, but it was a comeback. And then Pete, to get Pete like that, he's like, oh, come on, Pete, you dumb. God, it's so dumb. It's okay, it happens to all of us. All right, we got a Ben Joyce. He's been hurt for a while, but we're going to watch it anyways. Dude, what is going on? It says it's muted, then it's not. Is this not Ben Joyce? Who is that? Wait, that's not Ben Joyce? He throws exactly like him. That's crazy, dude. Dude, gross. Gross. I don't know why that's not loading. I don't care, though. Nice. That was really good. Garrett Crotchet, go full screen. We're going to unmute it again. Okay, this is stupid. Let's refresh it. It's annoying. I'm getting annoyed. Oh my God. What is happening? Dude, they should extend him. That is gross. Garrett Crotchet. Really good. All right, I think what's happening is my thing that I use to, we just got to get through the jitters. There we go. Ah, change up. One more time, show it to me again. Never got there. See how excited Duran was to swing at that, dude? That's gross. I love it. I love it. Oh, it's so good. Oh my God. Hopefully it's just Twitter being stupid. Halverson, I bet you this is super fast. What do you guys think? Let's see. Bruh, chill. I don't know what to give that. That was crazy. Okay, so once you do this for a while, boys and girls, you start to be able to make some predictions. So we have Charlie Morton on the mound. He's pitching against a left-handed hitter. Also, we can see the shortstop in the frame. Super cool. I bet this is a curveball that hits him in the foot. Let's see. Ew, that's gross. Told you. That's pretty good. Pretty goo. Logan Webb. Oh, front door sank. Oh, painted backdoor sweeper. Thank you, Rob, for the spoiler. Okay, so this guy's a paint merchant. Can't wait to see this. Let's see it. See some happy trees, dude. Oh. Dude, that angle's great too, dude. One more time. Just tickle it. Yeah. Oh, is that Manzardo? Watch this reaction from the hitter. Oh, that's Bo Naylor. He's like, damn it. It's a really good pitch. I like that. That's really gross. It's called pitching. It's called pitching. I can honestly say I didn't do that one time in my entire career. So I preferred the swing and miss. Ooh, Chris Flexen. Now, this guy's having a great year. However, he's struck out like 15 guys in 35 innings, which is crazy. So, but it's good to see his career resurgence. All right, let's see what we got, Flex. Nice. Playing with fire a little bit, but I respect the confidence. I respect the confidence. Remember when we were talking about Isaac Paredes and slow pitches? He would also probably reacted that way. Very nice, dude. Next up, it is Jacob Milowski. Just Gumby throwing absolute fuel biscuits. Let's see what we got. He had a family, man. He had a family. How are they going to eat now? It's sick. One more time. Oh, Willie. Willie, watch your ACL, brother. We need you. We need you out there. Brady Singer. Front door two-seamers, the bread and butts. Let's go. We don't want to get DMCA'd. Okay, here we go. Bonk. This one was an accident, but still good. Nice. Some quality pitches. Not the nastiest I've ever seen, and one of them was an accident, but it still stands. It still stands. Okay, we got some White Sox. We got Mr. I don't know who this is. Let's see what we got because I want to enjoy myself here. See, okay, that's a sweeper. Okay, but we're calling stuff curves that are sweep. Like, just be consistent. If it goes horizontal, it's a freaking sweeper. Freaking play, video, God! This is so annoying. I love all the different things that... Anyway, good pitch, dude. You're cool, but that's a sweeper. So call your pitches correctly. Tanner Bybee. See, now this one's called a sweeper. Let me see. Oh, gross. That the arm angle, the high arm angle in the sweeper, just always just so good. Sick. That is sick. Inject it in my veins, dude. Okay, Seth Lugo, welcome back. What we got? A breaking ball, change up, sinker. Who knows? Could be anything. We'll see. Sinker. Nice, Seth. Cat Bros. Nice job, bro. That's a good one. Thank you so much for that. whoever sent it over. We got another White Sox. We got Adrian Hauser. He made a couple appearances last year on the Nasty's pitches. So let's see. I knew that was a curveball when he gripped it. So I'm going to give you a meh for that because that was tipped big time. Look at his glove here. Look at his glove moving. You see that? See like the digging and like he went more vertical and stuff? Like that was very obvious. I was like, oh, that's a curveball. And it really wasn't located well either. But you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. This is Chase Burns. This guy's got a bright future. He's pretty electric. We'll see. I believe he just doorses him here. Grisham. Let's see Grisham swing here again. No clue what he just saw. He's like, my life. I was just 2 years old again in diapers. Nice pitch, Chase Burns. That's gross. You win. You win. Santiago Espinal versus... Man, we get a lot of White Sox in here, huh? Or is this Fernando Cruz? This is Yankee. Bates a splitter. Here we go. No. Bet you big slow splitter. Oh, fastball! Woo! Yeah, nice. Love to see that there's another pitch in that arsenal. All right, Griffin Jack's one of my favorite pitchers to watch. That one's for you, Shay. Griffin Jack's, what we got? Sweeper? I feel like it's a sweeper. Sick. Air Force's finest right there. Jimmy Erget, the human glitch. Is this going to be a sweeper too? Pretty nice. Pretty impressive that you were able to do that in Colorado, frankly. I won't deny it. All right, Mike Soroka. Ooh, always love a Soroka sighting. What do we got? R.I.P. Kevin Newman. Buckled. I don't think anyone... Buckled. Okay, I just got to give you that. That was nice, dude. Good job. All right, a couple more here. Let's get it. Zach Wheeler, back foot slider, it said, I think. I don't know. I don't want spoilers. Very nice. Cronenworth's not easy to get chased like that either. So that wasn't Cronenworth. That was Gavin Sheets, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Gavin Sheets. Very nice, Wheeler. He's going to be up there. Max Scherzer. I bet you this is a sick. No, I'm not biased. Let's go. Max, what we got? Are we back? Very nice curveball. Ooh, very nice changeup. Woo, whoop. Dude, beautiful. That tunnel, too. Fastball up and away. Sick. Those are nasty. Those are gross. Last three. Bubbich. Come on, bub. Dude, this angle, too, that's gross. Dude, he's been so good the year. Yeah. Bubich, all-star, Chris Bubich. Love that. All right, another, ooh, is this Francis? No, this is, I love watching this kid pitch. This is, what's his name, Fields? No, Fisher. He's filthy. I was watching this game. So he's got a weird, he like flies open like Chris Davinsky and then just throws gyro up and down freaking sliders, curveballs. Those are so gross. That kid's got a future. All right, last thing. Last one. Dan Altavilla? He's still in the big leagues? Are he still playing? Dude, I thought he retired way back, dude. Dan Altavilla, let me see this. Changeup? Is he also throwing 100 billion now? Hey. Nice job, Dan. Nice job. Those pitches were nasty. Sick. That one was sick. What do you think? What did we miss? Let me know. All right. Okay, boys and girls, we are done with Nasty's pitches. Again, you can put them in wherever you want. Down in the Discord, I appreciate that. All right, back to it. Let's get back into our show, and then we're gonna do some. We're gonna do some, dude. Yeah, we're gonna do some talking about some answers to questions. What am I trying to say? Okay. All right. So we got a couple quick questions from the Discord too. Also, you can ask questions if you have questions at any point. You can go in the Discord and leave the questions there. I thought this one was a good one from the Bread Man in Discord. He says, "I don't hear a lot about coaches getting swapped around before the trade deadline. Do hitting coaches, bench coaches, first, third base coaches make a big difference as a new player on the team?" I'd say that depends pretty wildly upon a lot of factors. Okay, but some of the big ones are like, did they go get you for a very specific reason? So if it's just like, hey, you're good, they try to learn you as best they can and give you anything that would fit. But for the most part, they want to leave you alone because they want you to keep doing what you're doing. Or sometimes they're like, I see something very specific with this guy that we can change. For example, when Kikuchi went over to the Astros last year, they immediately said, stop throwing your stupid curveball and your changeup, and we're going to throw sliders in the back foot, four seams up and in. And then he did. And then he punched out the world, right? So sometimes you go to a pitcher, they have a very distinct thing they want that guy to change, and they'll tell you. If they don't, though, they try to leave you alone. And for the most part, they don't have something that's glaring because the player is already good, okay? So no. I would say not a lot. Not a lot of times is there a big change being put in front of players. Okay, all right. Let's get into the internet says, because there was some pretty fun stuff from the internet, and I want to talk about it because some of it's beef. We had this last week, we had Michael Kay, the Yankees play-by-play voice on Yes Network and talk show host on ESPN Radio, reacted Sunday to being called out by Jamie Campbell, an analyst from Rogers Sportsnet in Toronto, after the Blue Jays swept the Yankees. And he brought on a broom out and said, hey, I think of a certain Yankees broadcaster, in fact, who's going to have to go on this show and admit that the Blue Jays are a first-place team now because standings prove it. Because Michael Kay had said before that the Blue Jays, because of their run differential, no matter how good their record looks, they're not quite a first-place team. Then his team then goes into Toronto and gets swept. And old Michael Kay took that personally, and he took that personally. He said, Kay responded by insinuating that Campbell, why do I keep saying Campbell? Campbell is a fawning fanboy. Why does that always happen with why does that always happen with New York media members? Why do they always say, like, I'm better than you, or that you're just a fan of me, or like you'll never be on my level? That is always where they go. It drives me crazy. It drives me insane. Say anything else. That drives me nuts. I don't like that. I really don't like it. You do this, you're at the same level. You're not above. You're at this, it doesn't matter. Like, it's the same, I don't know. We had the thing with Noah Syndergaard and the other dude who was with Russo forever that was there, and he was like, I am sports royalty. And Noah Syndergaard's like, no, you talk about sports royalty. You just talk about sports. He was trying to say that he was above Noah, like in the hierarchy. And that just is like you don't get a big leaguers. Like go say something else. So I don't know. It's a pattern of behavior. I don't understand that approach. But anyway, it's okay. I'm not like mad at Kay, but like I just wish they would go somewhere else first. I wish saying I'm better than you wasn't the first thing that comes out of their mouth every time they feel offended. Drives me crazy. Then he said, imagine if Jack Curry, another analyst, said, was waving a broom on the Yankees post-game show, he would probably be called into the office and shortly fired after that. No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. You guys would love it. Shut up. Like, no, he would not. Also, don't act like it's more classy, too. Like, no, because it's harmless. Who cares? It's not that serious. The back and forth started with comments that Kay on Wednesday during the middle of the fates-turning Yankees-Blue Jays series said the run differential was the problem, and they're not actually a first-place team. The two later made up on X that they respected each other and is mutual, and they did end up handling it. Like, once they talked to each other, they did end up handling it professionally, like, hey, you know, it got a little hot there, and I didn't mean to. So that's good. They eventually we got to being an adult, but like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I am not a very controversial person and I don't really like conflict. Not that, no one likes conflict, but like, you know, if I'm being personally attacked, actually, no, I take everything back. I would totally be petty. Never mind. Do what you do, boys. We love it. I want to wipe the whole slate clean. I'm going to completely flip. Say whatever you want. It's great. Good TV. They did end up making up, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of I'm better than you or like what I do is more prestigious than you. Like that whole thing, it just seems just kind of icky to me. Anyway, moving on. We had Anthony Volpe's dad get chirped at or do the chirping in the stands. This is great. We're going to watch the video in a moment. But Anthony Volpe's father, Michael, was recorded during the heated moment with Mets fans at Citi Field. So this is with Mets fans too, which, yeah. In a video making rounds on social media, the Yankees 6-4 win over the Mets, Michael was seen tossing expletives at a Mets fan while his wife, Isabel, tried to calm him. So here's the video, and here's what he said. Let's go. Michael could be heard yelling multiple times on the viral TikTok, bad-mouthing my son, F you, ad view, bad-mouthing my son, scumbag, you effing scumbag. And then the fan then says later, your son's the best, before everyone removed their hats and then did God Bless America, which is so funny. They're yelling at each other like, hey, 1 second. It's just silly and funny to me. Volpe went 1 for 10, 1 for 11 in the series. But I get it. I'm a dad now. Where is Anthony Volpe from? Because he grew up a Yankees fan, right? Right? Yeah. So it's so funny that his dad's like, scumbag, F you, scumbag, like a Yankee, like just a Yankees fan. Like I just loved it. It could have been anybody, just having one of the players. Guy. I don't know. I would have sat there and been like, hey guys, stop fighting. Do you hear what he said? Stop fighting, guys. Oh, do you hear what he just said to you? What are you gonna do anything about that? I would just be like, So anyway, love that. Defend your son. Talk crap about my son. I'm gonna, you know. Okay. And then our last little piece of internet news. This tweet from ESPN, a little bit of disrespect for Bobby Jenks, who just passed away, so it was a little bad timing. But basically, it says Bobby Jenks, two-time All-Star pitcher for the Chicago White Sox, who was on the roster of the franchise, won the 2005 World Series, died on Friday in Sintra, Portugal, the team announced. So he actually closed out the series, and he was a big role in them winning it. So to say he was just on the roster is kind of disingenuous. But I genuinely think this was just like some 22-year-old's job to make this tweet, and like it just didn't get looked at before, and they don't know who Bobby Jenks is probably because they're young, right? So I think it was harmless, but again, that's a bad look, especially when the guy just passed away. You should probably give him his due for doing what he did to win that. So, but in reality is probably just some social media grunt that just messed up. And I feel bad for them. All right. Our last thing here before we get into some Q&A here. Isn't that interesting? Clayton Kershaw edition. This is the craziest fact of the week, and there's a lot in here that's interesting. So bear with me. We've already rattled off 100 things that he's done, but there's a couple more. Clayton Kershaw has played with many Hall of Famers in his long career. But the first one he encountered was much earlier in his life. In high school, Kershaw played football as well as baseball and was the center for future Hall of Fame quarterback and Kershaw's maybe long-lost brother, Matthew Stafford. It is very clear and very well known that they are very good friends. But it's so funny that Kershaw was his center. Kershaw was blocking for him, which I think is awesome. Other notable alumni from Kershaw's high school include Masters champion Scotty Scheffler, and John Hinckley Jr., the guy who shot Ronald Reagan. I didn't know that was in here. Okay. I guess that guy's famous, technically. Kershaw also pitched the game in high school where he struck out everyone and almost hit a grand slam. So there's that. So future Hall of Famer Clayton Kershaw also went to a very famous high school. Still not as cool as the Ken Griffey Jr. Stan Musial thing, but pretty cool. And also, congratulations on 3,000 strikeouts, man. That is freaking incredible. The guy's unreal. The guy's unreal. Anyway, all right, guys, let's answer some questions. I have a couple more from the Discord, and then you guys ask yours in the chat. So while we were talking about these things, please put the questions you want to ask answered in the chat, and we'll go a little bit past our time. Okay. So this is another question from the Breadman. Breadman got 2 in this week's episode. To paraphrase from a TJ video, TJ increases in velocity. I'm gonna read it from here. Increases in velocity is the reason so many pitchers are going to inevitably get hurt. Probably, yeah. What will it take for organizations to come back around to emphasizing health for pitchers and choosing guys who have better command of their pitches versus throwing straight fire? I think this is a misnomer, and that will never happen for a couple reasons. One, to insinuate that teams are not prioritizing guys' health is not true. They 100% are. I just saw Paul Skeens throw 78 pitches the other day. The thing is, though, velocity is proven to improve your effectiveness as a pitcher. It's just that simple. Guys who throw harder are harder to hit. They're better at pitching. And they're just better. So if you can throw hard, you're going to throw hard. The guys who end up being command guys are command guys who don't throw very hard because they can't. It's just always been that way. It's always going to be that way, right? We just know how to get velo easier. So more guys are reaching are throwing at their max potential, which means they're likely to get hurt. It's like when you're bumping against the top of your max all the time, the chances that those parts wear out faster are there. Now, one thing I think that's going to happen, or I think could happen, is the oomph you throw behind fastballs earlier in games or in certain situations. The longer you go, guys are trying to take their foot off the gas a little bit, like Verlander. But I will say, command versus throwing hard, they're not different. They're not separate. And we got to stop. Command pitchers versus power pitchers, they're not separate. Power pitchers want to have the best command. They're all still, like, to say that guys who throw hard are no longer working on command, it's just stupid and false. Goose Gossage says that shit. CC says that shit sometimes. And it's just not true. Like, it's just not true. Guys aren't going out there like, I'm going to throw as hard and I don't care where it goes. There are a couple, and they don't hang around. You can't walk people. You just can't. But if you can have command and be nasty, why wouldn't you? Because you might not get hurt. And even if you don't throw hard, you still might take a Tommy John. So, like, if you're reducing your chance to get Tommy John from 80% or from like 85% to like 81%, but you're not as effective, you're just going to take the higher chance. I just don't, like, it's not like it goes from 90% chance you're going to Tommy John in your career to 10%. No, it's like 90% to 6. It's like 90% to 80% or 75%. Like, that's just, you're still likely to get it, but you just might not be as effective. So I don't think that's going to happen because that's not how it's ever been. No matter what we say, Maddox did this because he couldn't, blah, 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 blah. He couldn't throw 98, or he would have. Like, he would have done it. Had he thrown 98 and saw that he could, he would have tried to do it more, but he couldn't. Like, that doesn't mean you have to try to throw 98 every pitch, but if you have it, you're more likely to try to get it more often. So, like, to act like in the 80s they were choosing not to throw hard. No, they just didn't know how. It drives me crazy. So, it's the same thing. Like, they're always looking at the iPads and the dugout. I never did that. You would if you played now. You would. You would do everything that everyone's doing. The game's just different. You would adapt, and you would be like, wow, this is awesome. I know so much more about myself. I'm so much better now. And if the guys who yell and scream about it, just think. Just think about it. Just think for a second. Just think. There's probably a reason. So anyway, I'm not mad. You're mad. Okay, next one. If John Fisher were an animal, what animal would he be? What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat right now. Let's see. I want to see your answers. I have some suggestions, but we'll see. Oh, you want me to bring him up on screen? Okay, let's bring him up on screen so you guys get an idea. If John Fisher was an animal, what animal would he be? It's weird. It's almost like I had that locked and loaded. I'll wait for a moment and refill my water. We have snake. We got two snakes. Remora fish, don't know what that is. Gorlock, nice. Holgwarts. What? Okay, so I think the obvious one is emu's good. I think most people would say, a weasel. For obvious reasons. Or a marmot, or something similar. But I want to argue that this weasel is a little too cute. And I know these things steal stuff, right? I know they steal things, and they're shifty. But I still trust them. Look at him. Look at that face. It's pretty good. So let me throw this out here. And just from both kind of look and also problematic decision-making, the squirrel from Ice Age. What are we thinking? Everybody, this feels good to me. Like that's the look of a face of somebody who's terrified to speak publicly in front of microphones because everyone's mean to him. And also, this looks like someone's face who is constantly, I don't know, breaking the ice caps and ruining the thing that he touched. So, what do you guys think? I don't know. That's just me. It could be different. Let me know. What do you think is? I don't know. This seems mean. I don't want to attack someone's personal appearance, so I don't know if they look the same. And honestly, this is one of my favorite characters ever, so I don't know if I'm besmirching. I don't know whose name I'm besmirching, but I don't know. That freaking acorn, though, really, really caused a lot of problems. So, a lot of parallels there. Okay, ask me anything. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's put some things up on the screen and see what we got. DK, do we have some questions saved up? Rizzo and Martinez fired. Thoughts? I have a few thoughts. Maybe we could do this. No, I want to actually keep the... Here we go. Thoughts. Yeah, I don't. I think the Nationals should be better than they are right now, and they had to do something. And judging by at least Rizzo's comments out the door, was not the best situation or the best ownership group to have to work for. So sad. Sad. So it's probably a move they had to make, but I think it comes down to player development, and unfortunately Rizzo has a lot to do with that. And you know, it's been kind of a steep slope since 2025. But I never want to see anyone lose their jobs, especially guys who've had success in the past. But their core should be better. I mean, James Wood is certified stud. C.J. Abrams is one of the better shortstops, just kind of production-wise. I know he's not great defensively, but They have a good defensive center fielder. Alex Call's good. Like they just have used their picks, and Mackenzie Gore is a bona fide ace. So like, why can't we win? What's going on in the bullpen? What's going on in pitching development? Like why? What's going on with the rest of the rotation? Why can't we get more out of these guys? Why can't we string wins together? But I just think that like maybe it's time to move on from like Louis Garcia and Keibert Ruiz and these guys, like the catcher. They're just not. Their catching core is not great defensively or catching or even really calling games. They're not very good defensively, so they need to replace some of their main pieces there. But I hate to see guys fired, but this was probably the right decision at this point because they're well past due getting better. Okay. All right. Trevor, who do you think is the scariest team going into the break? Scariest? I think a team that everyone's always a little bit scared of. The two big ones are probably like the Dodgers and like San Diego. They're one of those like explosive teams that can go on runs. But I think Detroit Tigers are the best team in the league right now. And then you got to be worried about both New York teams. Philadelphia's up there, but I'd say just the most consistent team, the team that has been consistently the toughest and been the most even kill all years is Detroit. So they're pretty good, man. They're pretty good. So I'll give it to Detroit Tigers. Hate to say it because they were my rival forever, but damn, man, they look good. They look really good. What are your thoughts on these three pitches? Justin Verlander, Jacob DeGrom, Max Scherzer. Three Hall of Famers. Though DeGrom, I don't know if he has body of work to get there yet. I think we need to see a couple more years, but he's been healthy all year this year. If he could do it again, I think he's a shoo-in. He's been so good at his peak. That is incredible. And the other two are two of the greatest pitchers we've ever seen. They really are. Two of the most storied careers, high strikeout rates, dominance, no hitters, Cy Youngs. And I was blessed and fortunate enough to be able to share a locker room with two of those three guys and just missed the third one. So, yeah, they're great teammates as well. And I learned so much. And they always let me make jokes like the fact that combined we have like 40, combined we have like 91 10 strikeouts games because I have one. So, yeah, Hall of Famers. Well, that's my one phrase. All-Star game start should be Skeens or Skubal, right? Yeah. It probably will be too. It probably will be, and then I will say like Kershaw will come in the middle somewhere probably, so they can do like the standing O and like give him his celebration. But yeah, Skeens and Skubal are the starters, and it's pretty obvious. Pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, it could be Wheeler too, but I just think that Skeens is more marketable, man. He just is. They're going to pick Skeens, and he's a little bit more dominant than Wheeler's been. I don't know. It's something about Wheeler's. It feels like Aaron Nola has rubbed off on Wheeler a lot, which they're very even keel and they're very good, but like there's a certain like that they want, and I don't think Wheeler cares either way. But I think it's a coin flip. Maybe Crochet. Maybe I think that Crochet is maybe a little bit. Skubal's. His last two starts, he struck out 23 in 13 innings and given up 4 hits. Like, he finished really strong. Skubal's leading for the Cy Young. So. Odds you think Jarren Duran will be traded, and who do you think would be the front runner? Ooh, Jarren Duran, corner outfielder, speed, lefty stick. Everyone wants that. Odds he gets traded. Odds are not my thing, man. Percent. I'd say probably a 25% chance he's in the trade. Because I don't think the Red Sox, because they're about 500, they're not that far out, man. Like I don't think selling Duran is. I would anticipate, unless they got a really good lateral deal with a prospect or something, right? So if they were able to get a big league guy who's good, who's a quality player plus a prospect in that deal. Anything less than that, though, they shouldn't just go for prospects because they could still be in it. And I don't think Breslow wants to fully sell, and that would, for me, constitute a sell. So I don't think that's super likely. Maybe, where could he go? He could go freaking anywhere, man. The Mariners could use him. Nah, the Mariners are actually okay. With that, anyway. Like, that would make a huge difference. I'm trying to think. Teams that could use outfielders. All of them. It's hard to answer that question. Anyway, next up. What product do I put in my mustache? Nothing. This is all natural, dude. Not all natural. If you guys are wondering where that was written, no one said that. I just made that up. Trevor, what retired player who wasn't a coach at the time had the biggest impact on your development as a young player? Torrey Hunter. I would say Kevin Jepson was a guy that I learned how to be in the bullpen with. He was one. But Torrey was a big one, man. Torrey taught a lot of us how to be competitors and professionals, so I'm a big fan of Torrey Hunter. Always appreciated it. And he also told me about how I was tipping once against the Tigers when I pitched against them and how they got me so well. So that's good. What up? What's next? I see something that I want to do, but I'm waiting to see what DK does. We got some good ones from YouTube. If I can just grab them, DK, I can do a couple of these. Let me just do a couple of these. Do I think the Phillies will make a deadline deal, bullpen or arm bat? I think that everyone needs a bullpen arm. The Phillies will definitely be in the running for that, but bullpen arms are like take them or leave them. But they need some depth out there. They need another proven commodity in the bullpen. It would be interesting to see if like Griffin Jax is available from the Twins because he's a free agent coming up, or any of the bullpen guys for the Twins. They could probably go move those guys because they haven't pitched great recently as well. So it's like they might be more open to doing it. So the Phillies need a bullpen guy. And then, yeah, they're just like everyone else, man. Back end of the lineup needs to produce a little bit more. So, I mean, you can't run Rojas out there all the time, man. Can't do it. Cannot do it. Here's a good one. Biggest all-star snub, Seiya Suzuki, biggest all-star snub. He is one of the biggest ones. Juan Soto is another big one. I'll be honest, I got surprised with Julio Rodriguez making it, but again, he's marketable. It's how we make decisions. It is a promotional game. So at the end of the day, I can't deny that. Also, Joe Ryan, I think, got snubbed as well. But Joe Ryan missed out simply because Mr. Smith from the White Sox was the... am I going to say it? Yeah, I'm going to say it. Every team needs a guy, which means... Sounds kind of DEI to me, doesn't it, to you guys? Equity, inclusion, including every team. So he is in. And I think that's okay. But anyway, yeah, it's because a starting pitcher from the White Sox pushed probably Joe Ryan out, which sucks. Ranger Suarez got snubbed. I think so, but again, innings are one issue. Do relievers say all their goodbyes before the All-Star break? No, you don't have to because the deadline is not until the 30th, so you have 2 more weeks after. Cedane Rafaela is greater than J-Rod. Cedane Rafaela is one of the most overrated players I know of. So, but you guys love him. You love him. A dude who swings at 90% of the pitches and only can handle inside is pretty interesting. I just want you guys to know that when you look at a scouting report of Cedane Rafaela, he's so easy to pitch to. It's very obvious what he does not do well and how he plays. So he's in there with Brian Bayo. They're fine. They're good players. They're big leaguers. But my God, they are not studs. They're not stars. He's fine. He's good. He's going to be streaky. J-Rod's also going to be streaky, but potential-wise, I don't think that's very close. Trevor, have you all thought about being a pitching coach in the majors? I love the idea of pitching coaching. In practice, that means I would have to, 1, follow a big league team around. Though, I think I would enjoy it more being a coach and not having to play. I think I would enjoy it more being a coach, not needing to play. And I think I could help guys get better, but like, I would rather do it on the outside. Like, I would like to work more one-on-one with people. I'd like to have smaller class sizes. You know what I mean? So, how do you pitch coach? It's more about development. Working on game planning, working on your cues, your mechanic, fixing things that get broken, because everything gets broken all the time. You got to maintain. How do you feel about franchise that drafted you but also traded you? Is there appreciation, or were you motivated to stick it to them once traded? So full disclosure, that was the Philadelphia Phillies. It was bittersweet simply because it was the team I came up with. All my friends were there. So like going and meet, it was like going to a new school. You had to meet a bunch of new people, and that was, that can be scary or whatever. But I never was like, F you, because I kind of saw it coming, and I also knew I kind of wanted to stick it to Ruben Amaro a little bit, but just because he wasn't very approachable, and I didn't appreciate that very much. But that was it. It wasn't really anything. And I didn't think he was making the greatest decisions. But like again, I was not slighted. I understood that it was part of it. And on the other side of that, there's another team that wants you. So like it's kind of just like it sucks to leave and it sucks to like be them willing to get rid of you, but like someone else is also getting traded, and you're going to a team that wants you. So like great. So yeah. I think it's interesting. All right, a few more. All right, we got a couple more questions. Time for a couple more questions. Did MLB players take advice from coaches if those coaches didn't play in the big leagues? I would say there are certain guys that do not respect that immediately, and that it takes longer for you guys to get on the same page. But now I don't think that's a big factor. Like Wes Johnson, right? When he came in, we were like, what's this going to be like? Is this going to be rah-rah? Because it was new at that time. But then we met him. We're like, oh, this guy's freaking awesome. He knows exactly. He's here for us. He gets the deal. He's like, because sometimes people like don't have feel. They don't get it because they didn't do it. As long as there's a little feel and they understand the dynamic, and there's certain things they're not going to have context by, and they don't try to act like they have it. As long as that's not there, then it's a non-issue. At least it was for me. But yeah, I'm sure some guys just completely, like some guys just never talk to the analytics guys because they didn't do it, which I think is maybe a little short-sighted. Does Cal hit lefty or righty for the home run derby? He's going to do both. I think he's already said he's going to do both. He's going to rotate. I think he's going to rotate per round. To really maximize. He's been practicing, so that's what I'm hearing. This is another good one. Okay, will the Brewers be buyers or sellers at the deadline in your opinion? I think they'll be buyers, but they don't usually do huge things. But they'll grab some people because they're in it. They're in it, man. I still think the Brewers end up passing the Cardinals. I think they're better long term. So I think the Brewers are around. They're not going to do anything crazy though. They never do. So expect like them to go grab a couple guys, some depth pieces. Maybe a starting pitcher if they can, and see what happens. This one's good too. I'm going to end. We're going to do one more after this. Do you guys ever just want the days off instead of a third or fourth All-Star appearance? Yeah. The All-Star game is exhausting. You're there. There's red carpet stuff, and you got to sign literally. You have to sign so much stuff. Media day sucks. And you're traveling, you're trying to get your family there. And so it's like exhausting from a travel standpoint because it's all pretty tight, pretty fast. And rest is just hard to come by during the season. So there's a lot of guys that opt out, especially if they're perennial All-Stars. They'll take the All-Star nod, they just won't go and play. I know Jake DeGrom's not a hugest fan, but I'm sure he's going to this one because it's been a while. And it's in Atlanta, which is close to home. So he'll have fun, but interesting. It's interesting. All right, last one here. Last one, and I got to go. What are your thoughts? Oh, we have two. Okay. In my experience, all pitchers used to be able to rake when they were younger. What was the best hitting moment you remember in your youth? I remember pinch hitting in high school. It was my first varsity AB because I was a sophomore. I got called up. I was like basically pitching for I was basically playing in the field for JV, and then I go pitch for the varsity team. But I never played in the field or hit for varsity when I was a sophomore. And then one time we were in a spring game, and our ace, the guy who was going to Oregon State, pitched, and I was pitching after him, so I had to stay in the game and hit. And I hit a bomb first pitch. Or no, my first AB, I got behind 3-1. I just took the guy deep, and everyone was like, "What the? Our PO kid hit a homer?" So my first ever varsity AB was a homer. Only actually hit homer I ever hit because in my junior year I was PO because I was already committed to college. I just didn't need a hit, and we were good. We had a lot of D1 players, or we had like several D1 players. All right, last one. All right, last one. What are your thoughts on velo versus accuracy? They aren't different. Just saw Big Woo return and seems like accuracy can be just as good. Yeah, accuracy can be just as good. But when you're, okay, here's the deal. When you throw really hard, your margin of error and still being successful goes way up. Meaning, you can miss spots bigger and still be okay. When the softer you throw, the more precise your command needs to be. So what you want is a combination. Skubal, for example, top 3 in command and like top 10 in velo. Perfect, that's what you want. If you can pull that off, do that. But there are times when command and movement is all you got. But again, if you have the ability to get away with more things that aren't perfect, you want to do that. That's why it's the big thing. So they're not different. They work together, and you want both. Everyone wants both. If you can get both, do both. You don't have to sacrifice one for the other. Like throwing something nice and soft doesn't necessarily mean you're going to throw it for better. For me, every time I threw softer, my command got worse. So take that for what you will. Interesting. All right? Okay. So that is it. That concludes Mayday. I know we went 15 minutes past, but I like answering questions. Guys, thank you everyone for being here, chilling, hanging out. I want to give a big thank you. Really? There's no thank you here? What? Hold. Why did that not play? Why is this? What's happening right now? Okay, well, I guess that's not gonna go. Big thank you to producer DK, to Emily at operations, to Henry and Caleb for setup and all the writing and helping with the show. Alana and Emily in the editing team, Maddie for helping edit, everybody. I do appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for coming and watching Mayday. I'm here every Monday. I will be here next Monday. For the All-Star Game edition, we're going to be doing checking in. We're going to be doing awards for the first half of the season. We're going to be looking forward to the trade deadline. It's going to be one of those special kind of episodes we're going to do every year. So that's going to be next Monday, same time, same place. See you in Foul Territory for the first hour, and then right here on Trevor May Baseball on Twitch the whole time. For the rest, get in the Discord, please. Appreciate it. Go look at go join the Substack too. We're doing a bunch of other fun stuff there, and I will see you next time. But we'll get out of here. Thank you all the subscriptions, everyone from Twitch, everyone from Substack, everybody who's participating and supporting the channel. Really appreciate that as well. So without further ado, I'm going to let you guys go. But I will see you next time on the Trevor May Baseball channel. And remember, Mayday, a show about the show. Drink your water, watch your baseball, and enjoy the coming week. Be safe, and tell your kids you love them. Okay, see you, bye.